If you've ever tried to track student progress over an entire semester without a clear endpoint, you know the feeling. You're staring up at a massive, steep climb, completely unsure of where the summit actually is, or how far you have left to go. This document shows a common starting point for an individualized education program. Leslie will improve her reading. It sounds supportive, but the word improve creates an immediate roadblock. Think about the mechanics of evaluating that improvement. Does it mean she reads one more word per minute, or an entire chapter book? How do we measure the progress, and when exactly are we checking? We can't objectively answer any of those questions. To fix this, you need a structured approach. Before we dive in, select a specific student you are working with, gather their current performance data, and grab a piece of paper. We are going to build a precise, measurable goal right now. Shifting from a vague intention to a measurable target protects everyone involved. It guarantees the student receives focused instruction, and it provides you with the concrete data needed to prove that actual learning is taking place. Step 1 in our formula is to define a directly observable action. We have to identify exactly what the student will do to demonstrate their learning. This chart illustrates the difference between invisible states of mind and visible behaviors. Words like understand or know fail because they happen inside the student's head. You cannot physically witness a student knowing something. Instead, you need active verbs like read, write, or point. A reliable way to check your verb is the camera test. If you set up a video camera in the classroom, could you actually record the student performing the action? If the answer is no, you need a different verb. Let's apply this to our earlier example. We'll start building our new sentence. Leslie will be able to read fluently. Now we have a specific, observable action that passes the camera test. Now that we have the action, step 2 is specifying the context and the criterion. The context defines the specific environmental conditions or materials the student will use when performing the action. The criterion is the exact mathematical threshold they need to hit to prove they've mastered it. Back to our interface. We add our context when shown a list of 12 pre-selected CBC words. Then we add our criterion. She needs to read 10 of these words. By setting strict conditions and a clear threshold, you eliminate personal bias. Any educator can hand Leslie that specific list of 12 words, count how many she reads correctly, and arrive at the exact same conclusion about her performance. Step 3 is including the baseline data. The baseline is the student's current performance level. Without recording where the student is starting, you have zero mathematical context for the endpoint. You can't calculate a trajectory of growth or prove your instructional impact if you don't know the starting line. Returning to our goal builder, we document her current data by adding increasing from a baseline of 4 words. Step 4 is establishing a strict time frame. An open-ended objective leaves evaluation in limbo. If a student has an indefinite amount of time to reach a target, the instruction lacks urgency, and the measurement lacks accountability. You must set a firm deadline. We complete the sentence in our interface by giving it an exact deadline, by 05/01/19. Pairing the starting reality of a baseline with a concrete deadline builds a secure, verifiable timeline. It ensures the student gets appropriately paced instruction while fully documenting your compliance as an educator. This diagram shows our completed target. Step 5 is the achievability check. Before finalizing, you have to ensure the outcome is actually realistic. Take a look at the goal you wrote down earlier. Pull apart the goal into its components to verify you have a clear action, context, baseline, and timeframe. A frequent mistake is demanding absolute perfection too quickly. In our example, jumping from a baseline of 4 words up to 10 within just a few months requires rigorous work. Asking for 12 out of 12 in the same window might simply be out of reach. Even if your target contains every structural element perfectly, it fails its purpose if it pushes the student past what is practically possible to achieve in the given timeframe. Look at where we started compared to where we are now. Leslie will improve her reading gave us nothing to measure. Our final sentence provides a specific, testable roadmap. These 5 steps form a repeatable baseline. By defining the action, setting the context, grounding it in a baseline, adding a deadline, and checking for achievability, you establish a professional standard for every student file you handle. To help you implement this, check the video description below. You'll find several supplemental resources there, including a Bloom's taxonomy verb chart to help you choose the right observable actions for your own targets. Writing objectives doesn't have to be vague or frustrating. When you use this formula, you move past the guessing game and turn educational compliance into a clear, manageable process.